I really like having a say in in everything.
Sometimes parents aren't always right, and sometimes adults aren't always right, and sometimes young people could be right.
For 25 years, the ARC has been brilliant at keeping children's art and culture at the forefront, not just of children's experiences, but also advocating for it within the arts sector in general. So we've also spent a lot of time and energy on figuring out how to make sure that children's voices are heard in how we make that art and culture available to them. Not alone do we want the ARC to be a place where children are heard and where their voices are listened to, but we want to use our position and our role and our ability to spread the message in and around child participation and child consultation in all kinds of policy settings.
I find it sort of hard when you really want to say something, but then nobody really wants to hear you.
I feel if I give my opinion to someone, they might judge it.
Because I'm not a very talkative person, I don't have a lot of opinions.
The Children's Council are 30 young people from in and around the Dublin area who feed back on the work that we do here at the ARC, and they help us with our decision-making processes on every level. So over the last few months, we've been working with them to create a series of guidelines that helps us make sure that they feel comfortable in feeding back, in giving their opinion, and letting us know what they think at every level. So we started to ask them questions around what helps them to give their opinion, what they find difficult about sometimes giving their opinion, and we start to kind of figure out from there what the kind of principles are with regards to things that help them to feel safe in talking openly, particularly to adults. Sometimes a young person can think that they're not very opinionated and they can say, I don't give my opinion at all, when actually they do. And sometimes it's about kind of finding what their interest is and being like, but do you talk about that a lot in life? And they'll go, oh yeah, I do all the time. So figuring out little ways in like that, because I think sometimes when you're talking generally about giving your opinion, it can feel a bit cold for someone who's maybe under 10. But if you're talking about their video game or the clothes that they like to wear or the colour that their room is, then they can kind of light up and be way more expressive.
I'm really opinionated about Stranger Things,
Fashion, food, sports, design,
books, Black History Month,
The 1916 Rising,
drawings and paintings, how people do up their houses,
sports,
fashion, style, how boats are made, animals in nature,
football and food, prices,
fashion,
global warming,
making our school a better place for everybody, art, children's rights,
food,
sports,
TV, sports, cooking, music, family life,
food,
drawing, music, fashion, sports, toys, movies and art.
We were keen to include a national call out to children beyond the ARC, and the idea behind that was to try and really learn from children that we don't know, children who haven't a familiarity with the ARC practice, and try to bring that into our overall thinking.
That call-out material was given to the Children's Council and they worked together to identify the kind of main points that they thought were most useful and would be most clear. And from there we started to get their feedback on the language to make sure that it was clear and child-friendly. And we also developed a design brief. That's something that the young people really cared about, making sure that it looked good, that it felt uplifting, that it felt open, and that it wasn't something that felt kind of dry and formal. There were then several drafts that were sent their way where they had the opportunity to feedback and give notes, and that draft is now the draft that we are going to present finally to the public. So hopefully we've made something that's transferable, that can live in other spaces, that can hang up in a school, that can be on a fridge at home, and parents and other people who work with young people or who are around young people can, inform their own thinking around the conversations that they're having with young people more generally.